Hello, I was wondering when the wee Aussie villain can meet me royal guillotine. Well, you can't tell me that he was supposed to be here today. Well, how well is he doing? Both teams from Glasgow. Well, I can't believe that. All right, I'll have to do another scarecrow. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South on The Impossible Dream. It's Season 3, it's Episode 3 as we try and win the Champions League with our Scottish club. And today, two big games in the league, St Johnstone and then we host Rangers. We took a point at Ibrox. Could we do even better when they come to Palmerston Park? We'll find out shortly, of course. But as you can see here, the Queen will not be taking my head this season. We are doing a wonderful job, an A+. I think it's the first time we've had an A+ through the series. The only thing we're not doing very well is working within a budget, but they just need to give us a bigger budget, don't they? I can tell you we are not going down this season. That is for sure. The Cups, well, I mean, we don't particularly care about the League Cup and we're already out of it, so that's probably a good thing. And the fifth round of the Scottish Cup, I'm increasingly not caring about that as well because the league is going very, very well indeed. So let's start the catch-up on what has been happening. First game to catch you up on in the league, of course, was against Hibs. So let's see how it went. Omar Shakir gave us a first-minute lead. Hibs pulled level before half-time. And then went ahead early in the second half. Fitzpatrick picked out Omar Shakir to draw us level. Before Omar Shakir picked out Fitzpatrick's run to take all 3 points. So this was a really good game. I mean, beside the fact we won, which is excellent, it was just a really, really good game of football. You can see from the XG, it was back and forth, it was even, and it was a good win, but one that we couldn't have complained, to be honest, if we'd lost. If it was one of those that could have gone any other three results, and we managed to pick it out ourselves. So Omar Shakir, 2 goals and assists, wonderful performance. Fitzpatrick played well. Nobody played particularly badly. Olafunwa maybe didn't have his greatest game, but to go to Hibs and win, that's a good result, isn't it? Next up, it was Dundee United. We fell behind midway through the first half. And Dundee United made it 2-0 at half-time, before a defensive error sealed our fate. So we were truly awful in this game, despite the fact that XG says that we were right in it. We weren't. It was, I don't know what XG is talking about. We had one really good chance there, it looks like, but we were terrible. We deserved, to be honest, to be beaten by more. And the less said about this game, the better, to be honest. It was terrible. Final game to catch you up on was against newly promoted Inverness. Omar Shakir gave us the lead before Bishop played in Thomas to seal the points. So this was a tough game. Again, you can see from XG that it was relatively even. We did change the formation to sort of basically last year's formation without the defensively minded midfielder. That was partly due to the fact that the Dundee performance was horrible, but it was also partly down to the fact they were playing and we were just more or less matching them up. So yeah, that is the reason for the change in formation there. But if we go and have a look at what it means for the league table, it's going very well. We're top. And I don't think any of us expected that after 10 games. We're a point ahead of Rangers, Celtic and Aberdeen. Livingston is a further 3 points back. And St Johnstone, who we play first up today, is sitting there in 6th, just outside of Europe. 5 points off us at top. And you can see a very, very tight division. It looks as though Inverness and Dundee United, who inexplicably absolutely destroyed us, I mean, they're looking as though they're going to struggle. Everybody else might be in a battle for the top half of the table. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here against St Johnstone. So we're expecting what do you call that? A 5-2-3 from them, I suppose. It's very, very open, isn't it? Particularly in midfield. And this is the team. Jakaviti needs to rest. All right, so Feratovic can come in for him. This is the team that we are sending out. It's Eastwood in goal. It's Hendry, Feratovic, Olafunwa, and Brady as the back four. It is Morton, Cochrane, and Goss. Bishop in behind Thomas and Omar Shakir. This team played well. Looking at Cochrane, though, maybe he needs a rest. Can you just suck it up for me, Cochrane? Do we stick McPherson? He's had a very poor run. Actually, both the fullbacks have had a very poor run. So essentially, they've both been dropped to the bench. we'll just get what we can out of Cochrane for this one. Yeah, it's the same team that played against Inverness, though, this one. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Do we recognise too many names? Lewis Gibson, he was at Everton, wasn't he, for a while? I seem to remember that name from somewhere. But it doesn't look like there's too many others there. What do we want to say to this? Pick up where you left off. Go out there and impress me. I want to try and take pressure off where I can. So just play your natural game, please, boys. And yeah, hopefully we do pick up where we left off against Inverness, because we were okay without being brilliant in that. So we'll kind of see what happens. I don't want to go back to this formation full time because, well, for no other reason than Fitzpatrick is quite brilliant for us so far this season. But I just feel like against this formation, if we can take control of the middle of the field there, we might have a better chance. But time will tell, obviously. But yeah, I mean, the Dundee United game was such a strange one, and we seem to have that in us. The games that we've lost this season or haven't won have kind of been out of left field a little bit, and they're annoying because if we had won those, given the results we've had against the old firm so far, we would be well clear at the top of the table, 5-6 points. But yeah, with defending like that, I mean, we are going to be inconsistent, aren't we? That, I suppose, is what we've got to expect. Oh, Brady just couldn't quite get there, could he? Let's give it an encourage. Let's try and exploit the middle. Yeah. I think one thing we are maybe lacking a little bit is, I think we're really missing Tevez, because when we had Tevez playing in that number 10 role, we just knew that we could rely on him to run the show for us, particularly against the non-old firm teams. But we just don't quite have that right now. I'm wondering if second half, because we haven't done much here at all, have we? And if we're looking for the positive of this game, I mean, they've only scored from a set piece. They haven't done much either. But that has just not happened for us, that half, has it? So maybe we will look to change it up. Show me something else second half. We can just about get on board with that, can't we? Pump our fists. We have faith in you. Something needs to change here. So let's, before we go and make crazy subs, I don't have Fitzpatrick on the bench, which is, in hindsight, ridiculously stupid of me. So let's go and raise the tempo. Let's stop looking for overlaps and see how that goes for us. I don't want to change what we're doing too much defensively, because we've not been bad defensively. They've had one chance, well, they actually had two, haven't they, from corners, and happened to score them both. Let's try a focus. And we've had more chances this second half, but not enough to make you think that anything's changing. All right, what can we do here? All right, so we are going to change back to the 4-4-2. Subs that we've made: Cochrane, who was already tired, has gone off, as has Josh Thomas, who was on a booking. Bishop moves forward as a deep lying forward. McAllister and McPherson come on to play. He comes on to play right back, and Bradley, who was playing right back, pushes forward to play as a right winger for us. So let's hope that does something of use, because we need to do something of use, because we've not... is this going to be a highlight? No, wrong team. We're not playing in blue today, are we? Can McAllister win that back? No, he can't. And Rooney is going a long way before he gets to some opposition, and cross comes in, McPherson away, Morton brings it down nicely, and that is a little bit of heart attack stuff, but we get away with it. McAllister, Omar Shakir, can he chase onto that? He can. Now, Bishop's getting forward. McAllister was with him in support. McAllister goes into the box. We go back to Hendry. Can he whip a cross in from deep? No. And we go back and start again a little bit. Morton for Bishop. Bishop for Bradley. Connor Bradley. Can he pull it back? He can. He can't miss. It's Omar Shakir. Or Shakir Omar. And it is 1-1. And the change in formation has had an almost instant impact. Excellent tactical genius from the manager. But that is nice, isn't it? We've passed it around. That was a wonderful ball through there for Bradley. And Bradley, talk about composure. He could have unleashed a shot at goal there, but he didn't. He just rolled it back across, and Omar Shakir, he could barely miss, could he? And it's 1-1. And that wouldn't be a shocking result for us. We'll give them some encouragement next time we have the option to shout. There we go. We do have another sub. If I was going to make another sub, it would probably be Gribben, to be honest. Omar Shakir is slightly tired. He is playing well, but let's maybe get Ali Roy on for him. Or do we want to put McAllister up top and get Gribben on for free kicks? Gribben is just such a bad trainer. I almost don't want to reward him. So we'll get Ali Roy on. And is there going to be a winner in this game? McPherson's got a gashed leg, but he just has to kind of suck it up, doesn't he? Because otherwise we're down to 10 men. And, oh dear. Hungbo, that is a great name. Let's hope this ends up in the stands, though. No! Close enough. Goss has it. Can we get a goal on the break here, having very, very luckily escaped from a free kick? Hendry. Oh, did he have a ball down the line there for McAllister? It looked like he did. We're into stoppage time, though. Bradley's exhausted. We've got a lot of tired players. We've made our subs. And it's 1-1 at St Johnstone. Well, that's not a terrible result, particularly given the monstrosity that was our first half. But that was okay in the end. So with other results, it is down to third for us. Rangers still have to play. You usually imagine they're going to win, don't you? So that could be us down to fourth in the place of 90 minutes. And the McPherson injury, it's a bad gash if it's almost 2 weeks. But guys, wait right there. We face Rangers next. We have a chance to re-establish ourselves above them, assuming that they win that game in hand. So we'll be back for that. Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to host Rangers, but we've had a little bit of an incident with Rory Patton. He has requested a transfer, basically because he doesn't feel like he's going to be ever good enough to play for us. And if we're completely honest, he's probably not. Now, it seems very harsh for somebody that was Player of the Year last season, but he's just not quite... He's not quite good enough, is he? You'll see we've had a bid come in from Queen's Park, 175,000. I'd be willing to let him go for that. He has a release fee of 245,000. If we can get up to the release fee, even better. But I think he's served his purpose. He was very, very good for us last season. He was decent for us in our promotion league as season as well. But we haven't used him yet this year, and I just feel like it's harsh, but maybe we need to be harsh and let him go. But let me know what you think in the comments. He'll be fondly remembered, but barely missed, I think is sort of how I look at it. But anyway, let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Rangers. We're expecting a defensive 4-3-3 from them. This is a team we're sending out. It's the tried and trusted method, I suppose, for us. A couple of injury concerns is that McAllister is pulled up short for this one, so he's not going to be available. But it's going to be Eastwood in goal. Iakoviti, we're going for defensively solid at left back, over attacking ability, so he plays there. Feratovic, Olafunwa, and Bradley is going to be the rest of the back four. Goss and Cochrane, I should say, in there shielding them. Fitzpatrick and Brook, who is not particularly match sharp and is not even a natural position, but he's left-footed, so Godspeed. And it's going to be Bishop and Omar continuing up top for us. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. It's a very similar team to the one that we faced at Ibronx to get the 0-0 and put on a worthy display. I think we just want to take the pressure off them again here, don't we? We don't need pressurized players. We're having a fantastic season. Putting pressure on them isn't going to improve that, I wouldn't have thought. And one thing I do need to catch you up on is Shakir Omar was Player of the Month for last month, which would have been... I don't know what month we're in. It might have been October. October. Look at that Rangers' recent form. Jesus, how are we a chance here? Yeah, so we are... he was the Player of the Month. It must be October going into November, right? It wouldn't be September going into October. No, surely not. Anyway, whatever the last month was, he won Player of the Month for it. So very, very nice indeed. And if he can keep that form up, he could take us a long way. We've got some defending to do here. Now, of course, when we played them at Ibronx, fairly much in the same way, we didn't have a highlight for the first half, or most of it anyway. So this is not ideal in the 3rd minute. Can we nick this and go up the other end, I wonder? Jack with a little bit of space, and you can't do much about that. And that's one of those you have to hold your hands up and just say, you bastard, because did he have too much space? Perhaps. Cochrane maybe should have been going out to Reyes. Goss could have gone out. That's maybe where, if you want to place fault, maybe that's where it lies. But I don't think you can do too much about that. That is just unfortunate, isn't it? Celtic played Aberdeen. I think we've got the Sunday game, so they played them earlier on the Saturday and beat them. So, I mean, realistically, we're probably in a battle with Aberdeen and whoever else for third. And I tell you what, in our third season at the club, second season in the Premiership, a battle for third is not a bad place for us to be at all. We've got work to do now from a set piece. Can we get this away, please? No, we can't. But thankfully, it is over the bar. Do we dare ask for demanding more? Shakir Omar is looking nervous, but we've got some fired up players there. I wonder if at some point we need to go and have a bit of a crack at them. It's going to be one of these things, isn't it, where if we keep goal difference down, it might help us towards the end of the season. But Rangers particularly, but Celtic as well, they aren't as strong this season as they were last year. I'm not convinced they're going to go and rack up the scores on as many teams as they did last season. So it might be a case of if you go and put pressure on them, you just might be able to find a way through. Now, Lachlan Brook as a non-natural left-sided midfielder is not working, is he? So what we might do, we'll make a change knowing that we might need to sub the sub. We'll bring Declan McDade on. Now, he's right-footed, so he will have to play as an inverted winger. The issue I have with that, if he's cutting in, is Iakoviti's not really going to get forward for us. But let's go with that for now. As I say, the issue is that if we want to change formation and take wingers off, then we'll be subbing the sub. But we'll see how it goes first of all. Ball forward. Bradley's there. He's got time. Brings it down. Olafunwa goes back to Eastwood. Forward to Feratovic. And can we build and go here? Iakoviti has a little bit of space. McDade. Haven't seen much of McDade, mainly because we just signed better players. He was, I think, the first player we signed, but he's still a decent Premiership player. Is he going to make the difference against Rangers? Well, I mean, time will tell, but you'd be surprised. Come on, boys. Iakoviti and Goss. Goss, that's a nice ball for Bishop, pulling into space. Here we go with Omar. He's in again. Omar Shaqiri's onside, and he's tied it up, and it's 1-1 early in the second half. Well, there we go. A wonderful ball from Bishop. That's exactly what we wanted the signing to do, is just sort of pulling back into that space that Tevez was in last year, and he's done that there, and it's a wonderful pass. Shakir Omar with a beautiful run, and straight through the goalkeeper's legs, that looked like as well. And it is 1-1, and that is very, very nice indeed. We'll take a point off Rangers every day of the week, won't we? We would take, as in, we'll happily accept that point, rather than we would take a point off them every time we play them. There's a ball. Oh, Bishop was going the wrong way. Can we win that, please? Olafunwa, we can. He does well. Bradley's got a little bit of space as Kent is just caught out of position momentarily. Fitzpatrick goes back to Brady, back to Fitzpatrick, and he slide a pass in. No, it's tackled away. And is it going to come back the other end now? Brady. And just like that, we find ourselves down to 10 men. Oh, what do we do here? All right, so what we've done is we have taken off Bishop, which is very harsh on him, and we brought McPherson on to play right back. Omar Shakir is just going to go up there by himself. We probably need to play him as a pressing forward, don't we? Because what's his work rate like? He's not going to do a great job, but he's so good. But yeah, he'll have to try and do that for us. We've gone back to cautious, and now it is very much just a case of clinging on desperately to this point, and if we can take it now, it will be gratefully received, won't it? have we been able to shut this game down? Iakoviti is on a booking, and he's not having a great game at left back, but yeah, we've done okay so far, haven't we, closing this thing down? Oh, Brady, that was such a silly thing to do from behind like that. But again, so far, so good. Do we want to make a time waster? We've got a highlight. McDade's got a bit of a knock. Hopefully nothing too serious. Cochrane to Goss. It shouldn't affect us too badly defensively, of course, because where we've got a man down is up top. So we should be no different. This is the part of the field where we'll start to struggle. Can McDade get a cross in for somebody? Iakoviti, don't get too ambitious there, mate. You are a defender in this first and foremost. Goss, forward there to Omar. What he doesn't have is anybody with him. Fitzpatrick to McDade. Oh, just lost our way and have we opened? Oh, Cochrane read it like a book. Wonderful stuff, Harry. Omar, he plays in Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick's in. Can he win it? Oh! He keeps it in. Omar's still there. He pulls it back. Omar! Oh, come on. What? Two golden opportunities late in the game. And we've stuffed them both up. Oh, we could have won it with 10 men. Can we hang on to the point, though, now? If we can, it's a wonderful point. It should have been so much more, though. Look at that XG jump. The Fitzpatrick chance was a good one. The Omar chance was a golden one. Oh, we had to score, but that's unlucky. That was with 10 men as well. And of course, the goal we conceded was an absolute rocket as well, wasn't it? Oh, that could have been another win over an Old Firm team. But instead, of course, it's another point. To be disappointed taking a point off Rangers and doing it with 10 men, well, that shows how far that we seem to have come very, very quickly with this team, doesn't it? But that is it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. You know the routine of that by now. We are 3 points off top. Celtic is top. Rangers still have that game in hand. And like I say, I think realistically, if we're being honest with ourselves here, we're looking like a European team first and foremost. We're looking like a top half team. And I think the goal at this point has got to be trying to finish third, best of the rest behind the Old Firm. And that's going to be the case that I think that's going to be the case for a while. But if we can start getting into Europe, building up that European money, then it hopefully won't be too long before we are challenging the likes of Rangers and Celtic. But, I mean, the next episode picks itself here, doesn't it? Away to second place Aberdeen, away to top of the league away to top of the league Celtic. We beat them, of course, when we hosted them. Can we go and take anything from the game at their place? But until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.